All righty, we will get started and maybe we'll have some more people join in. Hey, Maggie. Today we're going to be working on tenant landlord. I'm going to kind of go in between both today and tomorrow. We always will have Monday as buyer, Tuesday seller, and then Wednesday, Thursday tenant landlord, but I'll probably incorporate a little bit of both into those. So first thing we have to do before we have a tenant is you've got to have a property. Because if there's no properties, you don't have a tenant that can find anything. So what I thought I'd start out with today is going ahead and inputting my own home as a listing for lease to show everybody how you do it. So the first thing we know is that we have to be able to get to matrix.netris.net. When you log in, you'll have this screen. And in the right corner, you'll go input. And you're going to hit add new. And then you have a choice of all these. And you know that if you work with a landlord, it will be a residential lease that you're inputting a listing for lease. So you'll hit residential lease. Most of the time, 99.9, you will add from the realist tax. So you'll click this right here. And then over here, you pick any county and type in real quick what county that address is in. And then over here in street name and number, you type in the street number and you type in the street name. And you hit search and see if it comes up. You'll see that it will, and you'll hit fill. And when you hit fill, this is your input to make the listing active. What I like to do is to simplify it. And before I even start filling in anything, I go over here to status and I click it. I click active, which is already defaulted, and just hit submit property. Thereby, from left to right, I start at each tab that has a red exclamation mark because I have to make that red exclamation mark go bye-bye. So I just start left to right. Everything yellow has to be filled in. Pretty common sense. This will be most likely a single family. Is the property attached? Yes. What kind of agreement? Exclusive right to sell. Housing type. I'm going to go and look through this, and most of the time it's going to be single detached. Architectural type, you generally have traditional, but you can pick whatever the home is applicable. Right here, you would pick the lease price. Let's say I was going to do $5,000 and list my house for lease. I'm going to pick a begin date. I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to pick an end date, usually 4 or 5 months out. You'll see here it says square footage source. It's going to be the tax assessor. Here it says, how did you pick the year? It's pre-owned. You'll scroll down. Everything yellow has to be filled in. Multi-parcel. That means, can you break up the lot? No, it's a subdivision in Plano. Can I subdivide it? No. All this crap I don't worry about. Right here, I will probably say, hey, it's a brick home. Okay. Is it adult community? I don't have to fill that in, but I would put no. That means over 55. You'll see that almost everything on this is filled in. So I'm going to hit submit property. And look, the exclamation mark went away. Now I go to the next one. And most of it pre-filled, except for the school districts. And I've said before, this is the most important part, because don't guess or don't use the school district from a listing in the subdivision. The school districts could change, or the school names could change. So make sure that you call the city independent school district. Hey, Frisco, you call their phone number, you Google it. Hey, this is Frisco ISD. Yes, ma'am. This is Maggie. I'm a realtor and I'm about to list a home at 8005 Fall Meadow. Can you tell me what 3 schools that zoned into, elementary, middle school? Sure, Maggie, let me look it up. Okay, well, for the elementary, it's Riddle. Oh, thank you. For the middle school, it's Jasper or Fowler. Oh, thank you. And for the high school, it's Lebanon Trails. I appreciate it. Everything else pre-filled. You hit submit, and the second exclamation mark went away. Rooms. This is where I get the most questions. If I say I have a 5-bedroom, with 3 full bath, 0 half bath. I'm sorry, let's say it's 4 bedroom, 4 bath. It's 2-story. Now I have a study that I'm in right now. I have a formal living room I'm looking at. I have a room downstairs with my TV, the living area. Upstairs, I have a game room. That's 4 living, even though I'm in a study, because you'll notice that in this part right here, there's no mention of a study. So I'm going to put 4 living. I've got a dining room and I've got a kitchen nook. That's 2. I'm sorry, this is going to be 3. 3 living. I'm in my study. That's a living room. I have a downstairs room with a TV, and then upstairs we have a game room. So we have 3 living. Total stories, 2. Floor location, don't worry about it. Actually, I would leave this alone. It's white. You don't have to fill it in. Here's the thing that you've got to know. Because you put 5 bedrooms, you have to have 5 bedrooms down here. So that means you have to hit more, scroll down, hit more, scroll down, hit more. And now you've got to have at least 5 bedrooms mentioned. And the primary bedroom is what they call the master now. So primary bedroom. Then you've got to have a bedroom. Then you've got to have another bedroom. Then you've got to have another bedroom. And then you have to have your last bedroom. Because you picked 5 bedrooms, you've got to have 5 bedrooms here. Go ahead and put what floor they're on. So I've got 2 bedrooms on the first floor, the master and a secondary room. And then I've got everything else on the second floor, 3 bedrooms. Be a good idea to go ahead and measure them. You can measure them with a tape measurer. You can measure them with counting them off with your feet. Let's just say that my master is 18 by 15. And then over here, you can go, oh, okay, does it have 2 sinks? Yes, it does. And you can just pick things. Does it have a jetted tub? Yes, it does. Does it have a separate shower? Yes. Okay, so you can separate vanities. All right. Then you go here, this bedroom. Let's say it's 14 by 13. Let's say that this one is 14 by 15. Let's say that this one is 16 by 14. Let's say this one is 15 by 15. Okay. Now, notice that I have this in yellow, and notice that I put 5 bedrooms. Let's see if it will submit that. So it doesn't. And if you go up to the top, it's going to say right there, a little red exclamation mark. And when you click it, it says must enter living room in the room drop down list if number of living rooms is greater than 0. Well, that means that I need to account for 3 living rooms down here. So I need to hit more and more. And here I need to put game room, second floor, and put 23 by 20. And then here I'm going to pick living room, first floor. It's 23 by 20. And then here, I'm going to go ahead and pick my study. So I'm going to make it an office, or I think there's another option.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, so it's got everything there. Guest room. So yeah, I'm going to go with office. And I'm going to put first floor. And I'm just going to say this is 14 by 13. Now watch when I hit submit. Okay, so hopefully everybody caught that. So again, one more time. If you put 5 bedrooms and 3 baths, you've got to have measurements for 5 bedrooms and 3 baths. All right. Now you go to features. Everything yellow needs to be filled in. Smart home features. Sure, I've got a nest. Pool on the property. Yes. What kind of pool is it? It's in ground. Is it gunite? Yes, that's under G. Is it heated? It can't be. Fireplace, I have one. Carport. Well, I don't have a carport. I've got a 2 garage. Because of the 2 garage, I got 2 cupboards. The garage is attached. or garage, yes. Garage measurements are usually about 22 by 23. Okay, you can measure it. The height, I think, is about 15 feet. All right, over here it says interior features. Okay, let me scroll down a little. Okay, well, yeah, I want to go ahead and say that I could get cable TV here.
Con treo chị rồi. Con treo.
And scroll
Okay.
down. There's flat screen wiring. There's an eat-in kitchen. There's a kitchen island. There's high-speed internet. The more you select, the better.
Hỏi
There's
con biết
sound
trả lời.
system. There's some smart home stuff. There's a pantry. There's vaulted ceilings. There's a wet bar. It could be an in-house suite floor plan because I have a bedroom down. There's no basement. Appliances. Okay, let's see. Built-in gas range. Yes. Dishwasher, disposal. Gas cooktop, gas water heater. Micros built in. Plumb for gas, yes, it's obviously because it's got a gas. Vent, yes. Okay, so that gives you an idea, all right? I won't know whether it's right. You're the one that's going to know whether it's right. Then over here, garage features. Scroll down and just look to see what it has that's applicable to the house. Okay, it's covered. It's enclosed. Garage faces side, garage faces rear. It's in the backyard. Okay, is there inside entrance? Yes. It's a little oversized. That's subjective. All right, you get my point. You want to look at that, okay? Special notes. I don't really worry much about that, except I'm going to have a home warranty on it. Even though it's a lease property for a lease, I'm going to put a home warranty on it. It helps me out as a landlord. All right, you go over here to security. You probably have a fire alarm, okay? Again, if it's white, you don't have to fill it out. Most of the homes are slab. And then the flooring, it's going to be wood with carpet. And there's some tile. Okay. All right, now watch when I hit submit. Okay, it's still got an exclamation mark. It's going to tell me what I need to go to. So I go here and put, yeah, the garage is attached, and then I hit submit again. It's still there, so I need to look at this fireplace. Well, if I have one, it's yellow. It tells you what you have to have, and it's gas. It's got gas logs. It's got a gas starter. Now I hit submit, and it just went away. I go to lots and utilities. It's pretty easy here. If it gets to it, the screen. All right, lots and utility is going to be pretty basic. Anything yellow needs to be filled in. Restrictions, just whatever the deed restrictions are, or you don't even have to mark that. I think there's one that says none. Okay, I already got the lot pre-filled from the tax roll. Here you can go down and you can mark, it's on some acreage, or it's on a corner-sac, corner lot, few trees, a lot of trees, no landscape, interior lot, irregular lot. Okay, it's subjective, all right, within reason, all right. But look, there's really nothing else I need here. Right down here at the bottom, it's yellow, so I need to fill that in. My house has city sewer and city water. That's good enough. And I'm not in a mud district. And now watch, just went away. Now I go to application. Appliances. No, I'm not going to leave my appliances. I'll do yearly. I'll do +1. There's where you do government subsidy. Okay. That means that's also where you check when you're working with a tenant. If you're working with a tenant that wants Section 8, you go to lease type in your criteria, and you will have that to select. Okay. All these in black are criteria, all right? It's gonna be application fee. We're gonna want references. Application. What's the application fee? It's $60 or $50. Okay, it's up to you. It costs about that for the application. What's the pet deposit? Let's say I'm leasing this for 5,000. The security deposit is also going to be 5,000. Yeah, I'm okay with pets. Two, $500 deposit for each one. Okay, application payable to listing agent. Okay, because you're going to pay for that. Lease term, it already has it here. You don't have to worry about it. It's over there. And then boom, hit submit property. You can see that it's still got an exclamation mark because it's in yellow. I didn't put there, what tenants are capable of paying, everything. And then monies. Well, I need the first month's rent, and I need the pet deposit, and I need the security deposit. Now I hit submit property and it went away. Go to HOA. Yeah, my home has an HOA, so yes. But I'm going to put none because I'm going to pay it in the lease. I'm not going to make my tenant pay it. Okay. Now I hit submit and that went away. Agent office. All right. Agent ID. Well, that's easy. Let's say that it's me. It picks you out. And then I am also the licensed supervisor. So remember that license number. Where could you find it? Well, easily you could find it on the newsletter. You scroll down to the blue sheet of paper and the page after it has all the sponsor and phone numbers and helpful information. Put all that crap in your phone so you have it. But that's my license number. Me, individual, 0439277. I'm the supervisor. You'll have your license number here. And once you type it in, well, let's say it was Vicky. I type in Vicky and it's got all the Vickies. Well, there's Vicky View right there. Okay, so it's pretty simple. All right, pick me because I'm the listing agent, but it's not going to be me if it's you doing it. Watch if I put in Allie Pratt. Okay, well, it doesn't have Allie because that's a nickname, but how about Allison? Looky there, Allison Pratt right there. Okay, it's that easy. All right. All right, buyer agency commission. Well, it's a lease and I'm offering 50%. And then here I'm going to pick the percent sign. I'm not offering anything for sub-agency. Not offering anything for sub-agency. Okay. Sub-agency is when you don't have a buyer rep. Dual variable. All this means is this. It's my own house, let's say, and I'm listing it for myself and I'm the agent. Well, I'm not going to take 50% as a commission because I'm going to take it in my security deposit because I'm the owner and the agent. So that means that I have a variable that if another agent wants to beat me out, like I go, yeah, I have an application right now. And the agent says, well, are you the agent on it? And I go, I am. And they go, well, what are you charging yourself? And I go, well, I'm waiving my 50%. Well, then they might make a lease application where they're not going to take a commission, or they're going to, they're going to have the tenant pay them, so that makes it where it's the net to me the same, and they might get the home. Okay, when is commission paid? Usually when move in and plus 5 days. That's what that means. Move in 5 days. Now watch when I hit submit, it went away. Showing. Okay, well, is it on a lockbox or a Supra? I hope it's on a Bluetooth for safety. The key box number, no one needs to know that. Just put 12345. Over here, the owner name, it's Douglas Smith. Because I'm acting like I'm listing my own home. I'm not gonna use Showing Time or Broker Bay because it's my own home. So they're gonna have to call me either way. So I'm just gonna have people call me directly. And so right there, I picked none. I picked agent, and then I'm gonna put my cell phone in here. Now I'm gonna scroll down and showing instructions. I'm gonna call or text listing agent directly for showing instructions. Text, name, license number, and broker's name. Okay, now watch when I hit submit. Okay, I'm on my last one, remarks. Okay, all this crap, leave it alone. Here, usually you can just put GPS. Here, property description. I always start with this, most sought after floor plan in Plano. I always start like that. Most sought after floor plan in Gunner, most sought after floor plan in Frisco. And then I go, boom, 5-bedroom, 3-bath, pool, backyard, faces east, summertime shade, upgrades include, blah, blah, blah. All right. Go to Chat GPT and put what's a good property description for a home with 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, built in 2000 with a pool. And you can use Chat GPT. We're using it to book a vacation. It's told us an exact plan of what to do every day. Private remarks, maybe something like buyer's agent to verify all information. Okay, something like that. And then you scroll down and I'm going to hit submit because I'm going to really make this active for a split second, even though that's weird because I'm going to get some phone calls. No, I'm not, because I don't want to get the phone calls. If I hit submit right now, I'm going to get an MLS number. Okay. And that means it's been inputted. All right. Now, let's say that at some point you are inputting this and your kid has a fall and you have to go to the hospital. If you just exit out of this and you log out of MLS, now, to log out of MLS is not only to hit that log out, but now you have to click this and you're going to see your name in the right corner, Maggie, Allie. You got to click it again. So you actually log out twice to be fully logged out. Now, when you go back, you're going to have this. And when you log in, the first thing that's going to pop up is, do you want to continue with your listing? Okay. I'm going to have to first click on and get in the MLS and watch what happens. Let me see if it's in here. Okay, well, made me a liar. Usually it does. Usually that's exactly what it does. It pops up a little screen and it says you want to continue. Okay. Well, it didn't. So let's look over here. Does it say anything about my office listings? Okay, so you can see that it usually does happen. So if you ever have to leave, you'll see that there's a thing where it says like validate input, and that way it'll come back up. You don't have to re-input it. Okay. So anyways, I wanted to show y'all that how to get the listing in, and I'm going to do it again tomorrow as well. So so now we have a listing, and let's say that it is my house and it's under 5,000 in Plano. So the first thing that you have to have is you have to have a tenant. Okay. And so somebody calls you and they're looking under 5,000 in Plano. You confirm their cell phone, their email, and their name, ask them what their story is, find out where they're living now, their month to month. That would be great. Okay. So you're going to log into MLS and you're going to go search, and you're going to go all the way down here to residential lease detailed. So you see that here's your search, and here you go 0-5,000. And here you type in Plano. And you can see there's 199 homes. I'm going to then select single family right down here. And I'm going to say they wanted a pool. So you'll see that down here it says pool on property, and you'll mark yes. There's 19 homes. So at this point, if I want to send these to my client, I'm going to hit results, save, new auto email. Results, save, new auto email. I'm going to go ahead and create a client. Let's say that my client's name is Allie. And her last name is Pratt. And I'm going to send her email to her. I'm going to hit save. And then here I'm going to put lease homes with a pool. Scroll to the bottom before I hit save, which will effectively email them. I hit ASAP and then I hit save. All right, so I sent them all to her. Let's look through a couple of these and let me show you how to decipher, how to make the showing, and what kind of TAR application before we get into zip forms and conclude the training. So I'm going to look at the first 5 of these, okay? I'm going to click on the first MLS number. First off, I'm going to scroll to the bottom. At the very bottom, it'll show me how to make the appointment right here. So obviously this one is showing time. I'm going to call that phone number, make an appointment. Pretty self-explanatory. This says here, private remarks, tenant maintains the pool. So you'll want to know how much it costs for the pool to be serviced. Right above the MLS number, you'll see the clock. Go to the 3 sheets of paper. Sometimes there's some information for you there. Okay, here you can see they want you to follow these instructions. It shows you the tenant selection and the qualifying guidelines for rental. So you could open up each one and you could find out whether this is something that is going to work for your tenant. And it'll tell you what to do. Okay. Tenant selection. It'll tell you how they pick the tenants and what they want. The income requirements. It'll tell you how much they have to make and absolutely no evictions. And so, you know, you're going to have to make that call on your own. I'm not going to be able to help you with that. Then you go back to the listing. And if they like it, what you do is you follow these instructions. I'm sure it said how to reach out to the agent under the transaction desk. You could text the agent. Here's her phone number, Linda Goki, and that's her cell phone. And you just say, hey, Linda, it's Doug Smith. I'm making an offer on one of your lease listings and wanted to know if it's still available. Here you see the buyer agent commission is 40%. That means you're going to make about $1,200, $50 comes out. Remember when we wanted to know if there was some Section 8 housing? Okay, that's lease type. Okay, so that's under lease type right there. Sorry. Okay, right here, lease type. I'm going to show you that in a second. Let's go to the second listing. Okay, here's the second one. It's listed for $29.95. You can see down here, they're paying a flat fee of $1,100. Buyer agent commission. You can see how you make the appointment is right here. Text agent the day of the showing. Ask them if it's available still. Go above the MLS number next to the clock. See if there's anything that's going to help you out. No documents. So you would ask them, hey, if my client's interested, what application process do you want? They'll tell you what application to use, how much it is. All right. Let's go to the next one. Okay. This one is $3,100. It's been reduced from $34.99. You go down here, it says it's paying 50% right there. It's paying 50%. So that means you're going to get close to $1,500. $50 comes out. You make the difference. Tells you how to make the appointment right here. Always read the private remarks. It'll tell you some information. It says, look at transaction desk. So I could go up there and above the MLS number in the clock, next to the clock, click on transaction desk. It's going to tell me what to do. Okay, right there. Boom, lease application. Okay, it's the same one. It's already pre-filled. Okay, so perfect. All right, you go back. Let's do 2 more. You've got this one. It's listed for $3,200. You scroll to the bottom. It tells you how to make the appointment right here under showing. And then right here, it tells you how much you're making, $1,000. Here it has private remarks. It's self-explanatory. I might as well go ahead and look up above the MLS number next to the clock, the 3 sheets of paper. See if there's any attachments. There's not. So you would verify everything with the listing agent. All right, the last one, which will give you a good idea of 5 of them, $3,200. You look down at the bottom, it's paying 35%. So you're going to get 35% of 3,200, about $1,000. It tells you how to make the appointment right there. And then there's some private remarks right there. Okay. So let's get into zip forms. We should all know how to get to zip forms. And when you get into zip forms, the screen turns blue. And we know that we're going to hit the new tab. You're going to have these little pop-ups, exit out. And when you hit the new tab, you're going to pick the third box. We only care about the first three: seller, buyer, tenant, landlord. Let's say that our client's name is Allie. We're going to go ahead and select the dot next to residential. I'm going to pick the appropriate tenant landlord template and rent-free tenant screening, pick no, scroll to the bottom and hit save. The next screen, you're looking at a white summary tab and go 2 tabs over to documents. Now, it might be a good idea to go ahead and print this and put it in a little home buyer packet for your tenant when you meet them. But you know that you need these two at a minimal. Most of the time you need the Lease app. So what I'm going to do is, if I'm meeting Allie tonight or tomorrow to show her this home, I'm going to click on the information about brokerage services, open it in new form editor. That means I have it here. I have 2 columns and I have a little toolbar over here. I'm going to go ahead and add the buyer rep agreement, and I'm going to scroll down and add the TAR application right there. So I know that I have 3 forms up here. That means they're right after another. If I scroll down, I don't even need to look at the IBS. It was pre-filled. The Lease app is blank. So I'm going to open up the buyer tenant rep. I'm going to go ahead and put in Allie's name. I'm going to go ahead and go to paragraph 4, pick a begin date, which I'm going to meet her tomorrow, and pick an end date a couple months out. Same day, make it uniform. I'm going to hit save. And really, you don't have to send any of this to me to review, because I filled this out myself for you. This is blank, and this you filled in 2 paragraphs. So go ahead and print it. Print it there and print the 3 forms. And then you're going to meet the client at the house. And you're going to just say, hey, Allie, it's good to meet you. My name's Doug. Wanted to let you know that this is just a disclosure. This makes me your advocate, and this you need to fill out and scan it back to me. It's a application, and that's it. Okay, I mean that's how we do it with a tenant. It's really not that difficult. Okay, now what we're going to cover tomorrow is going to be what we do with a landlord. Now, I listed that home real quick just to show you, but tomorrow will be more in depth on what happens if the home has never been in the MLS before, how are we going to measure each room, and what's going to be a good guide for us to do it. Okay, so a little tease is going to be, if you actually don't have it in the MLS, you're going to go into zip forms. And again, this would be with us working with a landlord. I'm just going to tease it for 2 minutes and then we'll cover it tomorrow. When the screen turns blue, you hit the new tab, you pick new lease, and let's say that Maggie is my landlord, and I'm doing a landlord presentation. I still pick the appropriate template. I hit save, and the next screen, I still get my white summary tab, and I go 2 tabs over to documents. Now, I need an IBS for sure. I'm about to meet Maggie at her house to list it. Here it is. Here's the form. Here's what I have already loaded. Here's what I could load. I don't need a buyer rep. She's a landlord. I don't need an animal agreement. I don't need an agreement between brokers. I don't need intermediary. I don't need an inventory form. I need this, a data input form, because it's never been in the MLS before. I don't need the lease yet, but I need the listing. And that's it. Now, I don't need to look at the IBS. I don't need to look at this data input form because it's blank. All I need is to go right here to the listing. And what you'll see is that I'm going to put in Maggie's name. I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to have pulled up the tax roll. That's what I'm going to go over tomorrow. Lot 15, block B. Blah, 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 subdivision, Plano, Colin. Obviously, I'm going to capitalize 123 Easy Street. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to leave the price that we're going to lease it for blank because we're going to talk about it. I'm going to pick tomorrow's date. That's when I'm meeting her. I'm going to put 6 months out for the end of the listing. Pick the same day. I'm going to hit save up here at the top. And if I'm charging 100% of the first month's rent as a commission, I'm done. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to print it. No need to send this to me because again, you barely filled it out. The rest of this was pre-filled. Okay. 100% commission. You're giving me 50% to the listing, the buyer's agent. It's got Collin County. You'll put in the MLS, CSS or broker bay, 50% intermediary. It's done. So all you do is hit print. Okay. That's a 35-minute training. Let me check if there's any questions. Thank y'all for joining in. I like these every day. We'll do them. And Friday, we're going to have Truly Title, talking about the new app, and a closing training with Navette and Krista. And a week from this Friday, Lola's going to take over and do a complete everything you need to know about real estate. I'll be here tomorrow at noon, and I'll remind you on Group Me. Y'all have a great day.